Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are here again. This week on the world's most dangerous podcast, I am your boy, Stevie Ray, and I'm here to chop it up with everybody. I'm having a few discrepancies with my computer, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. But I'm gonna have to check it out after I get off with you guys. What's up, Matthew? Ginger Ninja, what's up? AW1, what's up? Guys out there on Instagram, what's up? Yeah, so we're going to see what's up with that. I don't have time to mess with it right now. Figured I'd come on tonight and just chop it up with everybody and see what's on everybody's mind. But KB, what's going on? Real cool, what's up? But we'll see what's happening, man. I got the guys on Instagram chiming in tonight. You know, appreciate that, GWO. Is that GWA? GWO. Who was that? Mailman Child Jones, what's going on? But hey, man, we had a very good show last week. Kush, what's going on, brother? We had a very good show last week, man. We talked about some very interesting things. But, you know, sometimes, like you guys know, last week, at least once a month, we do Tokyo Heat with Sonny Ono. But guess what, man? Sonny was doing somebody else's. Matthew, you ain't gonna believe this. Sonny was doing somebody else's podcast last week, and he's supposed to be in here. Can you believe that? He was doing somebody else's podcast. Some guys from back east somewhere. So I didn't even send him an invite this week. Didn't even send it to him. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't even sent it to him. You know? But real cool. I don't know if I should fire him, man. He's been real busy, man, with these tryout thing that he's been doing. I think it's some kind of gimmick to get money from. You know what? I don't want to say nothing, man. I don't want to say nothing. But he's been doing these tryout things with guys that want to become professional wrestlers and stuff like that. Y'all heard about that? I don't know, man. I don't know. But if anybody out there got any questions, man, about Sonny or anything else, bro, call into the show, 832-243-4428. That is 832-243-4428. But hey, I'll say it one more time, 832-243-4428. Will Vince Russo ever come on the pod? Vince has been on the Cardcast a few times. Ginger Ninja, he's been on a few times. But I don't know if he's going to be on anytime soon. But whenever he comes on, usually I have a guest that he might want to talk to or want to be on the show with, stuff like that. So, but he's been on the show, what, maybe 4 times, I think. What's up, Jesse? I think he's been on like four different times that I can recall anyway. But me and Vince do a show together. So we do a show together called Black and White. So I don't need him. I don't need the things we talk about on Black and White is one thing. And Vince does a lot of pro wrestling content, you know. What's up, Jesse? I don't do a lot of pro wrestling content. I do a little content Vince and his whole network and everybody on it, that's all they talk about is pro wrestling. You know, so, and if I ever have him, if he ever comes on Straight Shooting, we're talking about pro wrestling. So my show is not a pro wrestling content show. We do talk about pro wrestling, you know, sometimes when something's going on. But other than that, man, this ain't a pro wrestling show. I would lose my mind if I had to talk about. I don't even see how people do that shit, man. But that's me. You know, I got more to talk about than who slammed who in the ring. Now, I do like to talk about the pay-per-views and stuff like that, like the WrestleManias and what's up, J-Dog? And the WrestleManias and some of the things of that nature, the AEW shows, things of that nature. But it's so much pro wrestling on. It's wrestling on Mondays. It's wrestling on Tuesdays. Wrestling on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturday. How in the hell can somebody talk about that shit on a regurgitating cycle from week to week? How? I don't know, but people do it. Matthew, talking about Donovan Mitchell. I've been telling people for years about this dude, man. Matthew, don't nobody want to listen, man. Booker T and Bubba Ray Dudley said hold on, let me try to bring that back up. I didn't see it. Episode. Did you see the episode? I don't watch pro wrestling shit, brother, with all due respect. You know, I got other things to watch on my television than some shit some pro wrestling content or some, you know, WWE LPG. Booker T and Bubba Ray Dudley said he tag team was the greatest, and Booker T replied his tag team was the greatest. And Stevie Ray replied, like, I don't give a shit. How about that? With all due respect. What they said is one thing. I don't give two shits about stuff like that, bro. No disrespect. But I don't watch wrestling content that's going on. You know, I ain't trying to break nobody's bubble or stuff like that, brother. But I'm just being honest with you. You know, so really and truly, I could give two shits about what either one of them said. You know, that's for you guys, the fans. That's not for me. With all due respect, you know. So that narrative will go on forevermore, and they can take it wherever they want to take it. But don't, please, with all due respect, don't bring me into that bullshit. You know, respectfully, don't bring me into that. Donovan Mitchell just put about 3 paces. That Donovan Mitchell, bro, you can see this dude being Matthew becoming a superstar years ago. Remember back when him and what's the French dude in 2020 when they were playing together in with Utah? I don't see how anybody would give up this guy, man, but they did. He go to Cleveland, and Cleveland ain't been nothing since LeBron James left. Now look at him. He the real deal, brother. Stevie Ray, I remember riding mopeds with Nick Beard and Lee Beardhouse back in. Who is that, man? Were you the little buddy that was with him? Was that Drew Bennett? Was that you, man? He's talking about years ago. I was at my buddy's Lee Beardhouse, and his sons had these little moped type things, man, and I was chasing them around the neighborhood. Nick Lee's son, I was chasing him around the neighborhood. I remember he had a buddy with him on the back, and I was chasing him around the neighborhood. Oh, man, that was crazy. I'm surprised nobody called the cops. Nobody called the cops and said, hey, man, it's a big black guy chasing 2 white kids on some mopeds. Well, back then, that probably wouldn't happen, but today it probably would happen. Would that you, brother? If that is, man, what's going on, man? We ain't seen each other. And hell, that's been how many years ago? 18 years ago? Because I'm looking at Nick now. He's married with, got his family going up out there in California, man. He's doing his thing, man. I'm so proud of him, man. I had fun with those guys, man. Let's see what else we got here. But yeah, man. No, man. I'm not coming in hot. I just tell people what's up, man. I don't really get caught up in bullshit, man. I got so much stuff going on in my life right now. Like I say, I'm writing a book right now, and my mind is on serious shit, man. Not chronic bullshit, wrestling shit. No disrespect to it, because everybody know I was a professional wrestler for many, many years. But the things that people give a damn about, like two guys going back and forth over some shit like that, man, I'm just not built for that shit, man. No disrespect to nobody. I mean, it's all good for the fans and stuff like that, but man, my mind is in other places, man. We are trying to get our clothing brand going, our merch brand going, and things of that nature. So my mind is on things like that, man. My mind ain't on what happened on fucking television, man. Seriously, respectfully. But I ain't trying to bust nobody's bubble, but I'm just letting people know where I come from on a daily basis. Got nothing to do with, like I said, we do talk about pro wrestling and different things that go on the shows. And I'm that's what the show is about, if you want to talk about different things. But as far as what my brother said and what Bubba Ray said and that kind of fucking, fabricated bullshit, man, I don't care about that shit, man. My name Bennett, I ain't in it, leave me out of it. And it is what it is, man. I appreciate that, Lewis. I appreciate that. But yeah, man, I lost my train of thought, man, for a second. But I just want to come on and, like I said, holler at you guys. And if anybody want to call into the show, I'll say it again, 281. Not 281, 832. I'm about to give you the wrong number. 832. Man, I forgot the number. 243-4428. 832-243-4428. But yeah, man, it's good to reminisce about stuff like that. But hey, man, it's more serious things going on now. There's more serious things going on in my mind than what's going on with some stuff that these guys trying to sell wolf tickets about, man. Who was that? Real Cool say, block this sucker. Block who? I mean, if you ain't saying nothing, I don't block nobody unless they're saying something derogatory or something like that, I want to be in your book. Lewis, you want to be in the book? In what chapter? What will I be talking about? What would I be talking about in the chapter that you want to be in? That's what I would like to know. How do I feel about the Steelers this season? Oh, my God. I'm going to tell you something, real cold. I'm very disappointed in Omar Khan. Then again, I do not know why the Steelers are even messing with Aaron Rodgers. I used to be the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan, and I'm not saying he doesn't have any more left in the tank. But I hope they're not waiting around for Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to be honest with you. If I was going to go get a quarterback, a veteran quarterback to try to teach the young guys, because they drafted that kid out of Ohio State and they got Mason Rudolph back. And if they were going to bring someone in to be the catalyst, I would bring in Kirk Cousins. Seriously. Because Kirk Cousins is all about his business, man. And Kirk Cousins doesn't feel he should have lost his starting position last year, especially coming off an Achilles that he tore in the middle of the season. So I think Kirk would have his legs up underneath him now. And we all know Kirk is about business and he's about his money, man. Not all the hoopla bull stuff that Aaron Rodgers turned into. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think? What's up, Kron? No, I wasn't, Kron. You got to realize I got 3 phones, man. I got 3 phones that I'm trying to give out. All the numbers are stuck in my head. I got my personal phone. I got another business phone, and I got this phone. So, it is what it is. Rilco said they should have kept Fields. Well, in essence, they wanted to, but they wasn't ready to pull the trigger, and the Jets gave him an offer. It was what it was. I don't think they thought any team was going to give him an offer, but the Jets gave him a number, and he couldn't pass it up, man, which I can't blame him. Kevin says too much drama with Aaron Rodgers. Wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Man, you know something, Kevin? I got to agree with you, man. Because like I said, I used to be the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan, man. Metalcore, what's going on, brother? I used to be the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan, man. And now I don't even recognize this guy, man. And now we know why Green Bay got rid of him. Now we know why. And everybody thought Green Bay was going to go under with Love. Come to find out, this guy, brother, how in the hell do Green Bay hit on 3 quarterbacks in a row over the last 20-something years? That's incredible. And my Steelers can't hit nothing, man. Big Ben stayed around eating 12 packs of Kentucky Fried Chicken and a 6-pack too long. Then they bring Mason Rudolph up. And this guy, I think Mason can spin the ball, man, but I just don't. I don't know. I think he can spin the ball, though. But I don't know if he's a starter in the NFL. That's just my opinion. And who is that? Coach Jerry? Stevie Richards. I'm a big fan. You're a big fan of Stevie Richards? Who is that? Lewis say, I like Kenny Pickett. What? What? You kidding, man. You got to be kidding me. Who was that? Metalcore says, I'm kind of slowly giving up on the NFL. Well, Metalcore, one thing I can tell you is that's your loss, bro. That's your loss. What did the NFL do to you? Whereas when people say stuff like that, Metalcore, I honestly believe you were never a fan anyway, respectfully. Because when I like something, I like it. And nothing can turn me against it. There's a lot of sports that I like that's not the same anymore, but I still watch them. There's a lot of music that I used to listen to that's not really around anymore. And now music is pretty much brainwashing people to be the most inverted individuals known to man. But I still listen to music. I just don't listen to today's music. So for something to really cut me off from something that I love, you never loved it. No different than a woman. No different than a man. If you give up on them, you never loved it any fucking way. Respectfully. So when you say stuff like that, what the hell did the NFL do to you to push you to the point, well, I don't like it anymore? What? Because everything goes through an evolution. Nothing stays the same, not even people. So when things get to that point where it just perturbs you that much, I would like to know exactly what it was. You know what I'm saying? I would just like to know, respectfully, if you got time to tell me. Why don't you call into the show, 832-243-4428, so everybody can hear it. Just a thought. Yeah, Love is a good quarterback, man. He ain't getting nothing but better, too. Nothing but better. Real Cool said Green Bay has incredible luck and searching and finding. Brother, when you use the word luck, I'm like this. You make a lot of your own luck in life. And that's where your preparation meets your opportunity. So if you're out there searching, looking for a certain guy, that you think is going to be the best for what you do, your style of play, your coaches, so on and so forth. That's not luck. That's not luck. You can call it luck because, like I said, we make a lot of our own luck in life by being ready and going out and doing our due diligence to put ourselves in the position to do what we want to do and how we want to do it. Luck is when you're walking down the street or sitting at the bus stop and find a bag, and that bag got $100,000 in it. And you take that bag and take it home, and you say, man, I'm $100,000 richer. I'm going to start buying shit all over the fucking place. Then come to find out every dollar in that bag is marked. And then when you get this, and the Fed's knocking on your door, and they say, Mr. Real Cool, here you've been spending money that didn't belong to you. I'm taking you in. Federal offense. You're going to do 5 years. Is that luck when you found that bag? Because if you had done what your parents had raised you to do, to be an honest individual, you would have turned that bag in and maybe got a finder's fee. See, it's more than one way to be lucky, and it's more than one way to be unlucky. See, you could have made your own luck in life if you had done the right thing. And I know your parents raised you to do the right thing, but because of your greed, you did the wrong thing. You see how it works? When you use that word luck, it's not luck when you do your due diligence and everything turns out right. They don't call that luck. You made your own luck. That's how it works. You ain't got to believe me. Who is that? Who is my favorite team? Football? Pittsburgh. That's what we were just talking about. That's why I was saying I don't know. Aaron Rodgers might come in and blow the roof off the place. I don't know. But we'll see. Hey, Stevie, when is 3 the Hard Way coming back? Maybe next week. We try to do one show a month. Maybe next week. I'm not 100% sure yet. Kron, you said block that idiot. What idiot you talking about, Kron? Who you talking about? Let me know who it is so I can block him. Now I see somebody up here named Coach Jerry saying, you're no Stevie Richards. Who is he? Are you talking to me or Coach Jerry? Is white, Jerry. Stevie Richards is white, Jerry. Oh, is he the one you're talking about? I'm no Steve. Is he talking to me? I'm no Stevie Richards. Of course I'm not Stevie Richards. Why the fuck would you come on here thinking I'm Stevie Richards? You looking for Stevie Richards? Go get on his podcast. If that's who you talking to, let me pull some other shit up, see what he said. Oh, is he trying to be funny? Coach Jerry, are you trying to be funny? I don't know what the fuck Stevie Richards got to do with my show. Why don't you explain it to everybody that's watching the board and your quotes and your comments? Because I seen him say something about Stevie Richards earlier, but I don't know if I half-ass read it. And that's why the guys keep telling me to block him. I'm not sure. Alpha Omega said luck is excellent. being in the right place at the right time. You sure about that, Alpha? Because if you train to be somewhere and something just happened to be there waiting for you, is that luck? Or did you prepare yourself for it? Because see, you can be lucky. Somebody can knock on your door with something, but brother, if you're not there to get it, or you're not prepared when you get it to take advantage of it, what do they call that? Just because luck is at your door or an opportunity, that doesn't mean you're ready for it, that you're prepared for it. And if you're not prepared for it, is that luck? That's why I say your preparation meets your opportunity. When your preparation meets your opportunity, that's not luck. You were ready. And when you're ready for the moment, it ain't luck. It's when you're not ready for the moment. See, that's bad luck. Like I just explained, if you had listened to your parents and been an honest person, you wouldn't have been in jail in that situation. You have to get the context. Okay, Coach Jerry just said, you are Stevie Richards. Okay, let me get rid of this clown. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Avi just hit y'all and said, how about Eric Gordon? Yeah, that big shot last night. Okay, let me bring some stuff back up, man. Rob Mitchell said, what's going on? Rob, we just chopping it up, man. We just chopping it up. Coach Jerry won't be back on. But I don't know what the hell he's talking about. And you guys can see his comments before I do. That's why you guys were telling me to block him and stuff like that. So yeah, Chris, he just got the slapjack, you know. You know, I don't know what the fuck somebody bringing up Stevie Richards on this fucking show. You want to go suck Stevie Richards' dick, go suck his dick. But don't do it on my show. Respectfully, honestly. We always get one of those kind of dickheads every 6 to 8 months. You know, y'all notice that? We always get one. Luck is accidentally being in the right place at the right time. Yeah, I call that being very fortunate. How do you cope with the losses, Mr. Stevie Ray, mentally? My dad died before Christmas 2024 and is sleeping. He had cancer for many, many years without me knowing. And I think he knew his time was up. He was 71. You know, we all deal with losses and grief in different ways. And your dad probably didn't want you guys, you know. Sometimes, you know, just like when you see a herd of elephants walking and one, you know, goes off from the group and he goes to die. He don't want the others to follow. And sometimes parents are that way when it comes to their kids, man. They don't want them to feel bad for them, so on and so forth. And I've heard of that happening in a few other instances, man. But the thing is, brother, you got to remember your dad didn't want you guys to suffer with him or feel sorry for him while he was going through his struggles, man. He wanted to kind of keep it away from you guys because, like you said, he knew what was coming and didn't want the whole world I'm not going to say the whole world, but just his whole family, you know what I'm saying, feeling sorry for him, so on and so forth. You know, I think about my mortality on a daily basis. Man, a friend of mine was just talking about that this weekend. But hey, man, you got to cherish the time that he was with you. You got to cherish the time that make you happy, the good times, man. Because at the end of the day, if he was a good man, that means you're a good man. He made you into a good man. And that's worth more than anything, bro. That's worth more than anything. That's what parents do. They try to protect their kids and protect their young. Protect you from something. That's just a nurturing way of a parent, man. So if I was you, just try to understand that. As a parent, I don't know if you're a parent yet, but hey, you always want to protect your young ones. Always. And we rather take the grunt. We rather take the grunt, the parents, than seeing you suffer. Because you would have suffered like right along with him. And I don't think your dad would have wanted that. So that's probably why he did what he did. But I'm sorry about your loss, man. But he'll always live within you. Remember that. So enjoy your life, man. Grieve, but enjoy your life. That's how he would wanted it. But anyway, real cool. So Stevie Ray and Stevie Richards are two different. Hey, man, do me a favor next time we get a dickhead like that on the next time we get a dickhead like that, don't go round and round with him, brother. I'll take care of him. You know, just give me the heads up and I'll take care of everything else. Because like I said, you guys can see the comments, some of the comments before I can. You know, it can be luck, our paths of what we choose with the opportunities that come our way. Every move can be a critical standpoint for the future of our life. That's 100% true. But how we got on the luck thing is when who was that said the Green Bay Packers always get lucky when it comes to quarterbacks. And what I'm saying is you can use that word luck. But brother, when you strike gold over 20-something years, when did Brett Favre come up? 92? Shit. 92, 93 when Brett Favre came up? It's over 30 years. How many teams can say that? How many teams had a good quarterback back in the 90s and they're still in search of a David Ruffin? Like David Ruffin said in The Temptations. How many, bro? They hit some decent ones, but they never hit the big ones. Just like the Steelers. They hit Big Ben, and they've been in search of a Big Ben ever since. And the Packers are a winning team. Winning teams barely ever hit on quarterbacks over and over. Real Code just said, how do I think Lewis Hamilton would do with Ferrari? He's doing exactly what he's doing. They give him Lewis. This Ferrari car is not very good this year. And they thought it was going to be better than it was. The car last year was better. Who was that saying? Packers are a good organization. No shit. This is exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They just know they shit, bro. You know. Lewis Hamilton, Formula One driver, I hate it when he left Mercedes-Benz. But that's the thing about Formula One racing. The Ferrari team is like the Lakers in the NBA. All the greats want to play for them one time or another. You know, it's like the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL. All the greats want to play for them one time or another. And Ferrari's the same thing in Formula One. And I think that's why Lewis, at the end of his career, he wanted to, Everybody wanted to try. Michael Schumacher did it. Ayrton Senna wanted to. So many guys wanted to, didn't get a chance to. But it's in them, man. That's just a Formula One thing. But I'm going to be honest, brother. I hate that he left Mercedes-Benz, man. Because the Mercedes car is getting better and better. Well, you know, Total Wolf going to make sure of that the Mercedes car gets better and better. There's been WCW Watch Party pay-per-view episodes on YouTube. I know that, Ronnie. I saw that. Bring back the memories. I saw that, Ronnie. I haven't watched it, but I've seen some guys talking about it. Interesting, man. What do you tell me what you think about them if you watched any of them? Well, Mr. Justin Flufferbell. Stevie Richards said, "What's up?" Tell him I said, "What's happening?" Thanks for making, Ninja says, thanks for making me feel better now. I'm 33 now. Well, good, man. Got a lot of life ahead of you, man. Got a lot of hype, you know. My father died when I was 6.5, but he's still in my heart every day. And I look at his picture every day. Every day. And I only got almost 7 years with him. But I still remember him like it was yesterday. I still can retain his image of my dad going to work and coming home from work like it was yesterday. And I was just a little bitty boy. So, hey, man, you got to live a long time with your dad. You know what I'm saying? Worship that, bro. And who was that saying? Demetrius, I've been watching those throwback WCW watch parties, and I love it. Really? Y'all probably know more about the WCW pay-per-views than I do because I never got a chance to watch any of them. If I was on them, you know what I'm saying? I never got a chance to watch them. What's your thoughts on that woman down there coming a millionaire for calling an infant the N-word in Minnesota? Gonna be something, KB, typical, brother. That's today. That's the new world that we live in right now, that people can go around and be the most bigoted, racist, disrespectful people on fucking earth, and they're awarded for it. I do not understand that at all. You know, I do not understand. But then again, I do, because we live in that climate right now. Whereas you have a zillion people out there that really need help, you know, and I wish I could talk. This is some things that I'm putting in my book that I want to try to do for some of the professional wrestlers and try to bring some kind of awareness to the fallen heroes of professional wrestling. But then you see all this kind of stuff, whereas people need this, people need that, people are homeless, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, nobody gives a damn about them. Nobody grieves for the people that really need help. But everybody grieves for the woman who goes out of her way to be the most bigoted, racist person on earth. And I'm going to give her all my money that I can give. Now, you tell me what's wrong with that picture. That's inverted. But it doesn't surprise me because that's the day, that's the climate of today. You are rewarded for being bad, or being disrespectful, especially when it comes to race. You're rewarded. even in the judicial system. So don't even get me started on that. But that's what I think. Just lost my mom this past November, 88 years old. And my father was 87 in 2023. My parents were more concerned about me being okay after they passed. I can understand that, bro. I can have lucky moments in life. Alpha Omega says I can have lucky moments in life. You can have lucky moments in life, but you can't live a lucky life. Life is not by luck. It's by design, by us and by the path laid out. That's my interpretation. Well, life is one thing, Alpha, and I don't think we were talking about life. Life is what you make of it. You're going to have good times in life, good breaks in life. You're going to have bad breaks in life. And the more you learn about life and where you're trying to go, the easier you will get there. That's why I said, dude, if you do your due diligence, if you plan things out, you will land on your feet and you will always prosper and move forward. You just can't get up every day without a game plan. It's a game plan for everything. What's your game plan? What's the next person's game plan? What's the person over here game plan? Where are you trying to go in life? Because if you're preparing to get this, chances are you get that because you're preparing yourself for the next step. It's not where you are, it's where you're trying to go and where you're trying to be. The word luck does not have anything to do with that. Nothing. And I think people throw this word luck around too much. That's why I say you make a lot of your own luck in life. But when I put it in that context, I'm not saying that you're lucky. I'm saying that you are prepared and you have put together and did the due diligence to get to the next phase of your life and land on your feet. So take the word luck out of everything that I'm saying. Because when you do the right thing to get to the path you're trying to go, that ain't luck. That ain't luck. Luck is when you fall off the top of a fucking house, you hit the ground and your ass didn't die. That's luck. That has nothing to do with the pathway of which you have educated yourself and put things together one by one, had the patience to wait till the right time to do it, put the tea leaves together and move forward. Ain't none of that shit got nothing to do with luck. Other than the fact that when your let's say your parents got together and had you, but they wasn't trying to, that might be your luck. Because now you're here on earth and your dad and your mother looked at each other like, oh shit, I'm pregnant. What? Wasn't trying to get pregnant. Well, you're here now. Trace it back to that. Other than that, bruh, you make your path. And this shit about, oh, your path is already made for it, bullshit. Bullshit. Don't believe that shit. You telling me that my people spent 250 years being enslaved in somebody and that was a path made for me? Bullshit. Or my people? Bullshit. And that people still implement laws to keep these people down and these up? Bullshit. It's all coerced. It's all put together and got nothing to do with destiny. You make your luck. Get up and go get it. It's there for the taking. Who was that telling me? Call Stevie Richards. Call him for what? The fuck out of here, man. It's starting to fucking bother me now. Who's your surprise team, brother, in the NFL this year? I don't know, man. I think we're going to have the usual suspects. I think we're going to have the usual suspects like we did last year. Might have one team that may sneak in like Washington did last year. Nobody expected that out of Washington last year. Nobody. But if a team was going to rise up and be something, I think it might be the Dallas Cowboys. Real Cole? I think it might be the Dallas Cowboys. Not that I'm pulling for them, because I'm a big Dak Prescott fan, and Dak got a lot to prove this year. I really think he does, man. God is... Who is that? I can't see the words. So God is sovereign and knows all. Well, this ain't the this is, with all due respect, who is that? Dearius Oliver. This is not the gospel hour with one of those preachers out there. So with all due respect, man, my show ain't about God, bro. Whatever aspects you have about God, you can leave them to yourself. My show ain't about none of that, religious shit, political shit, none of that. So I'm quite sure some religious podcasts out there you can go spew that kind of stuff too. I'm really not into it, respectfully. God knows all. What the fuck that's got to do with anything? What's up? Who's that? AW? Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I don't like to go off rails with different things that, that I don't entertain, and I do not feel bad by telling people I don't entertain certain things like that. Whatever your outlook is on whatever, religion, whatever, that's you, man. I don't really give a shit. No disrespect. But I'm not Jerry Falwell. What's up, big dog? Yeah, man, everything's good, man. Where the hell you been? You know what I'm saying? Fish 6. It's a shame you can go out here and act a fool or just lie and be financially rewarded for it these days. Really have to have integrity, but even. Well, that's why I say, man, you're going into a new frontier now. What's right is wrong. What's wrong is right. What's up is down. What's left is right. Everything's inverted. These are the climates that we live in now. This is the evolution of time. This is the evolution of life. It just is what it is, man. Trying to ruin the conversation and keep calling you Stevie Richards. Blessed is a better way to describe it. I can see that. Ain't that a miracle? If you fall off a house and survive, you can call it a miracle, but you can call it very lucky, because you might have fell in a way that you wouldn't have 1 out of 1,000 times that would have broke your neck. You believe in miracles? You know what I'm saying? If you believe in miracles, well, like I said, yeah, I guess you could call it a miracle, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what they would say on television. It's a miracle that he survived. Well, I say it's lucky he survived. But you can say miracle also. But I'm just giving you a description of the word luck and the way the word could be used. That's all. Who is that? Ginger Ninja, do you have any memorabilia or trading cards from any sport you had since childhood? No. I've never cared about stuff like that. You were talking about life, bro. And I added my part in about God. There's no life without God, respectful. And that's why I told you, if that's what you believe, fine. I don't do the religion thing on this show, bro. That's what I'm telling you, respectfully. And I wasn't talking about life in that aspect. If you believe that God gives you life, then that's fine. But that's not what we was talking about. See, the thing is, so many people can hear you talking, but they don't listen to what you're saying. And that's what you're doing, Dearius. You're not listening to what I'm saying. You hear what I'm saying, but you're not interpreting what I'm saying. We said nothing about who gives you life. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. So for you to come up with, to edify me on what God does, you're out of line, because this is not anything we were talking about. Do you understand that? I'm trying to put it in as easy as layman terms as I possibly can. You can do that on Jimmy Swaggart, because that ain't what we're talking about. Now, if that's what you want to talk about, respectfully, this ain't the show for you. That's all. That's not being disrespectful. I'm just showing you and telling you what's up. That's it. What life comes from is one thing, and that nobody said anything about that. Nobody. We were talking about the word luck and how that word luck is broken down in so many different avenues. And I think the word luck is used out of context sometimes. That's what me and that Matthew or whoever, that's what we was talking about. Now, what is so hard for you to understand about that? Frankly, I don't know. We did have, we're going back to ground pound for the glad. I don't know, Alpha. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Obviously, there he is, the man with the plan. Can even extract excitement from a blind man named Stan. Maintain, taking care of home like always. Most definitely, bro. Most definitely. But yeah, what happened to Jimmy? Man, Jimmy be working, man, at this time of night for some. Jimmy got his own. He got side hustles and stuff like that that's going on, and at this time, you know, he's been working, man. That's all. But what we're doing, man, we are gearing up to bring the show to you in a different facet. And that's what I'm gearing up for, to have some new guests, things of that nature, different producer, so on and so forth. And we're going to be putting some more time into the show. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. I'm kind of like just training myself to talk with you guys and getting ready to talk with other people and interview other people like we used to do. And all of that's coming back, man. And we'll probably be doing the show a couple of times a week instead of once a week. Damn, I didn't think Stevie Richards got this much play in the wrestling business. You probably didn't. Jack gives good BJs. Man, is that your name? Jack gives good BJs? You give good blowjobs? I hope that's not what that means. Let me pull this guy up, see what he looks like. I mean, you know. I hope that's not what. Let me pull him up. Uh-oh, I think I erased him by mistake. I didn't mean to do that. I think I erased him by mistake. Let me see if I can pull him back up. Because I didn't mean to do that. The professor is here. You didn't hear Jimmy? Listen from the movie White Man Can't Jump. The interesting thing about luck, it can be good, it can be bad. No doubt. That's why I made that. That's why I put it in the way I put it. You know what I'm saying? Now, who is this? I feel you, bro. Jimmy Swaggart. My point was, I don't believe in luck because there is a sovereign God. You know, and you know what? I really could, like I said, that's really not the point. The point is not about what you believe. We were talking about words and the meaning of words. This is what I'm talking about, man. When you talk to people and they don't get the context of what you are putting certain conversations in, has nothing to do with what you believe. These words are in the American lexicon, okay? These words are in the fucking Wagno. These words are here to stay. And if we have a show where we are discussing this word between me and one of the listeners of the show, that is what we are doing. Now, if you want to come in with what you believe as far as God goes, that's you. But that has nothing to do with the conversation that we are having. What is it about that you don't understand? Whatever you believe is what you believe. We are talking about the context and the definition of a word and how people use it when they are defining something. You see what I'm talking about? There's more than one way to be right, and there's more than one way to be wrong. You have your own beliefs. I'm just telling my man, Matthew, whoever that was, when he said the Green Bay Packers are lucky. My point to him was that the Green Bay Packers are not lucky. because they make a lot of their own luck because of how he used that word. It is not luck when you do your due diligence to find what you are looking for. What is about that you don't get? So in essence, you're saying, if I was taking your point about a sovereign God, then the Green Bay Packers just looked to God and said, please give me a good quarterback because I need one. Well, 32 other teams can do the same damn thing. And which one God gonna say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a nickel by his toe. Okay, I'll give it to the Green Bay Packers 3 times in a row over 30 years. Really? I don't even want to. I don't even want to. I'm even going to expound on that anymore. Okay, Ginger Ninja. Hold on, guys. Okay, let me catch up here. Let me catch up here and see where we at. You done a take on Shadur Sanders? We did that last week. Hate boot. We talked about Shadur last week, and I gave my take on it. Yes, I did. I'm sorry you missed it. But you know, like I said, I think this whole thing with Shadur has so many tentacles attached to it. And it's tentacles that people haven't seen before, not to this degree. And my thing has been now who is that saying I disrespected Stevie Richards? I did? How'd I do that? Like I said, that whole thing got a lot of tentacles attached to it. And the thing is with me, I'm listening to people like Stephen A. Smith talking about collusion and this, that, and the other, and so on and so forth when it comes to Shadur Sanders and stuff like that. But I didn't see this energy from Stephen A. Smith when we know the NFL colluded against Colin Kaepernick because he won a lawsuit against him. But I didn't see the same energy. You vote for Stephen A. Smith? To do what? Like I just said, I didn't see the same energy when it came to Colin Kaepernick. Why is that? Who's that saying that anyway? That he will vote for Stephen A. Smith? If you vote for Stephen A. Smith, then you don't know shit about politics, if that's what you're talking about. If you vote for somebody that verbally you agree with on things that actually is just bloviating about a lot of bullshit of which he knows nothing of. Let me pull that back down. Stephen A. Smith, Avi, I have to disagree. Stephen A. Smith ain't finna run for shit. Stephen A. Smith is just trying to play both sides to the middle to get clicks. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to talk politics over here and then talk sports over here because nobody's ever done that before. He ain't fooling me. He's trying to get in where he fits in, to get some kind of nighttime talk show to talk about what he think he knows. But I'm telling you right now, people are going to see straight through him. Seriously. This guy's the biggest fucking phony known to fucking man. Who is that? People still watch ESPN. Of course they do. And they're going to always watch ESPN. ESPN started 24-hour sports. They're the best in the world at it. You know, they're the best in the world at what they do. Big dog. Well, first of all, dog, I think the guy ran. But yeah, guys, how long have we been on tonight? We've been on a little over an hour. That's about all the time I was going to do tonight, guys. You know, that's about all the time we was going to do tonight. Who was that? Dearius Oliver. Hey, brother, no ill will. I'm just letting you know, when you listen to the show, please try to listen to the context of what we're talking about and don't turn it into something else. That's all I'm saying. You know, we're having friendly banter, friendly conversation about certain things that we see. That's all. Certain things that we see, certain things. All right, Abby. Oh, no, that ain't Abby. That's AW1. What's up, AW1? No doubt. But those are the things that we see and that we talk about. But, you know, I knew exactly what he was talking about when he said, you know, the Packers get lucky. Well, man, wouldn't everybody like to have that luck? I know my Pittsburgh Steelers would. I know they would. And now they're trying to get a cast off. They're trying to get a cast off from Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, 41 years old. Nothing wrong with being 41. You can play until your 40s, but, man, I just don't think the man – I don't know. I just hope Omar Khan hasn't overplayed his hand. That's all I hope. Because every time the GMs of Pittsburgh make mistakes on people, what do? Blame it all on Mike Tomlin. You got people thinking Mike Tomlin picking the players. You got people thinking that. I had Mark Madden come on the Black and White show and tell me that Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh University, Lord Jesus Christ. Lord Jesus Christ. Yeah, argue me down that Mike Tomlin picked Kenny Pickett. And Mike Tomlin was the reason the other quarterback that they brought in that same year. Who is that? Who was that said, I don't give two shits about Kenny Pickett having a Super Bowl ring. The hefty lefty got a Super Bowl ring with the Giants. You remember him? Jared Lewinson. What about that? Oh, real cool. Ain't nobody worry about that, man. That just gives me stuff to talk about, man. That's all. Don't be sorry about stuff like that, man. It is what it is. I think Tomlin wanted Sanders in the second. He might have. But do you know something? Mike Tomlin wanted Jalen Hurts. He got Kenny Pickett. What about that? How'd that work out? Coaches don't pick players. They can suggest, but they don't pick them. I don't know why people still think. I had a buddy of mine that used to say that all the time. Coaches pick players in the NFL. I'm like, Lord Jesus Christ, man. You actually believe this? But they do. People think pro football is like college football. It's not. It's not at all. Maybe y'all need to look at trading for Cousins. Well, I talked about that earlier, Alpha. And I said if I had my choice, I would bring in Kirk Cousins or try to trade for Kirk Cousins before Aaron Rodgers, because he's not going to give you a headache and he's all about business. That I know for a fact. But you're right, Alpha. That's what I would do. Just for locker room, because you know Kirk about his business and everybody likes him. You ain't never heard nobody say one bad word about Kirk Cousins. Not one. But can we say the same thing about Aaron Rodgers? Nah. Coaches have a lot of input on players, but the owner and the GM make the final call. Like I said, coaches ain't got time to scout people. When the college football season going on, Alpha, the pro football season is going on. When would coaches have time? You got coaches that sleep in their office. Sleep in their fucking office. That's how involved in being a coach they are. And then you're going to tell me they got time to go scout the thousands and thousands of players that's playing on Saturday, and coaches are going through their walkthroughs on Saturday to see who's who? A coach ain't got time to do that. Scouts don't report to the coaches. Scouts report to the people in player personnel, and they report to the GM. It's controlled business like anything else. Like you said, now on draft day, they can give I'm quite sure they've already had meetings about everything as to the people that we're looking at for certain positions. The coach lets the GM knows, I need help at cornerback. I need help at running back. Our offensive line is not this, that, and the other. But he don't know the guys that are coming in out of college, like the GM and all those guys, and the people in prayer personnel and the scouts and all. He don't know. He ain't got time to know. This is what I was trying to tell Mark Madden. And this guy's a radio guy in Pittsburgh and still don't know shit. And still don't know how the shit works. It's a process. So tell me this. Coach Tomlin seen something in Jalen Hurts, and he wanted that. But what did they see? They seen something in Kenny Pickett, and they picked him. And how'd that work out? You win some, you lose some. That don't mean the coach going to be right. That don't mean the GM going to be right. But sometimes coaches can see things that GMs don't see. No, the coach has a design for a player they want for their system. And they look at tape that how scouts to bring them. They have input, but to see input It's one thing. How many times I got to explain this? They can have input on everything. It still don't mean nothing. It still doesn't mean anything. Now, they can come up to coach and say, hey, we're thinking about taking Devin Bush like they did a few years ago. Okay, yeah, that's a good player. Let's bring him in. That still don't mean he's going to work out. You talking about draft day. I'm talking about all the wrench time you got to put in before draft day. Yeah, you're right, Leon. You're right, Leon. They got to get some people that can get after the quarterback other than TJ Watt. And the run game has been suffering because I honestly believe certain guys are getting long in the tooth. I got you, Alpha. I'm just talking about these people that think coaches pick players. Coaches have input on players, just like Alpha was saying. But they're not the ones who pick them. You really think, because I'm going to tell you something. Somebody was asking about Shedeur Sanders earlier in the show tonight. Do you really think Kevin Stefanski wanted to pick Shedeur Sanders? I don't think so. I think that was the owner's decision. I really do. You think Sanders is a real NFL QB? You can say that about anybody coming into the league. You know what I'm saying? You can say that about anybody. Is he an NFL quarterback? The guy got a lot of deficiencies. He got sacked 90-some times in the last 2 years. So in essence, what I'm saying is the things that you do in college football to get sacked by those guys, do you honestly think these ferocious individuals that play in the NFL, they're not going to give you any slack? So Shedeur Sanders needs to learn how to get rid of the ball, step up in the pocket, and get rid of the ball. You can't play that Harry high school bullshit that you can get away with in college that you can do in the pros. You got to learn it, and you got to learn it fast. And if you don't, you're going to be another RG3. And the list goes on and on and on. You got to get rid of the ball. So one thing I do like that he's on a team that's got somebody like Joe Flacco, who's a veteran, he can watch him. I don't know if Joe will ever show him in there, but he can watch him. But I still think Shedeur Sanders, he's got a good arm, precision arm. I don't know about strong arm, but a precision arm. But he's got a lot to learn in the pro game. And I think a lot of people held that against him. How much he holds onto the ball and how many times he got sacked. And they look at him and go, brother, you can't do that in the pros. And then from what I've been hearing is some of the meetings that he did have, and certain people were asking him football questions about the quarterback position and then try to correct him when he was wrong or didn't know, and he got an attitude about it. I'm going to tell you right now, that stuff goes further in the NFL than just not having the certain skills, because the skills can be brought up to par. Your attitude cannot. That's the NFL, folks. You think Sanders is humble enough to be coached? Or do you think he'll get a coach fired? I think he can learn. I think he can. Because, already, close to $40 million and went down the drain. That's a lot of money, hate book. $40 million? I'm so sick of the humble word. It's a dog whistle. Leon, I think you're 100% right in certain instances. You are 100% right in certain instances, but I don't think you're 100% right in all instances. And I think I've said this once. I've said it 1,000 times. The NFL is not going to let people come into this league and have an NBA mentality. They ain't going to do it. They ain't never going to change. I'm telling you what I know. You know what I'm saying? You see, like, they're going to go out of their way. Like I said, we've never seen anything like this before. Leon said they lose humble with his dad. Well, we shall see, but because I'm like this, brother, you ain't the top dog coming in the league, so what can you demand? If you're not the top dog, you can't demand nothing because people ain't falling all over your feet. When you got people falling all over your feet, you treat them the way you want to treat them. But when you are outside of trying to get in, you better know your beans from your cornbread. It's that simple. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this one up. And hey, man, another great show. And y'all know something, man? This is what I want to tell you guys. Man, I can't get the wrestling shows anymore. What station the wrestling shows come on? Because I can't get Netflix.
Power on. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Yeah, believe y'all had done with Jane Connor. It seemed like best players for last 15 years. You know something, Marco? Yeah, but they had some busts too, man. They had some busts. And that's the thing I'm talking about. They had some busts like Devin Bush, like Jarvis Jones, and like a couple other defensive backs, like Artie Burns, man. Those guys were garbage, man. And all of them #1 draft choices. The Steelers usually don't miss on #1 draft choices, not on defense. And maybe that's why they brought Omar Khan in. Real cool, you say it's on Netflix, huh? I ain't got Netflix, man. They won't even put it on the WWE network, man. Yeah, I can get SmackDown real cool, but I can't get the Monday show. I got to figure out a way to get it. I'll figure it out. Don't worry. But hey, man, glad everybody joined the show tonight, man. We had some good conversation, and we're going to start doing more of this, man. But who was that? VIP Raw? I got to find it, man. I can't find it, man. I ain't got Netflix on my gimmick. But be that as it may, man, I'll figure something out, man. I don't know how, but I'll figure something out. And then I'll be able to get it. But hey, man, hope everybody out there will see us again next week. Like I said, we're working on a lot of things, and we're going to be coming right back at you. But at the end of the day, I want everybody to be one. Peace, and I'll see you next week.